Hey there, everybody. Thank you very much for clicking on this video. Today I have something pretty cool that I didn't know actually came out, but I've got a box of Mars Attacks of the Revenge trading cards. Now, I think with this box here, once I open it, I think there is actually no packs of cards in there, which, in my opinion, kind of sucks. It's always fun to kind of go through and open a package and kind of check it out. But reality is that it's not that bad. I really dig the artwork for these cards. I have every other set with the exception of the original one from, I believe it was a 1960, maybe even 1955, to be honest with you, I don't remember. And it's always been a gold mine to get those. But it's also really exciting to open up something like this for me because outside of doing some of the Pokemon stuff, which I do like. I like the 151 original 151 Pokemons a lot. This stuff right here is really the stuff that I'm into. Mars Attacks is the card series that kind of pulled me back into card collecting back around, I'd say 2012. That and Garbage Pail Kids. Which, to be honest with you, the Garbage Pail Kids series has kind of run its course, in my opinion. But with this guy here, they went back and instead of doing some of the stuff they did with Invasion and Occupation, which was a lot of, it looked like digital work. And just so you guys know, I actually do traditional media kind of painting and inking. So for me, this is a real treat because they went back and these are basically the sequel to the original set. They're all hand-painted, not the cards itself, but the paintings that they're based off of are all hand-painted, and it's a really cool thing. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to jump into it and open it up. I'll quote Philip DeFranco. Let's just jump into it, right? Alright, so let me get my handy-dandy scissors here. And let's find a spot to open this guy. Alright. So I also went ahead and picked up another box of a set that I don't have, which is Dinosaurs Attack, which is technically the sequel to Mars Attack, or Mars Attacks, even though this one right here is first ever sequel to the original series. Actually, Dinosaurs Attacks is the original sequel. So if anyone wants to correct this, I'm cool with that. And you can hear outside a bunch of dogs. Alright, so where do we begin? Let's start with the front here. Oh, wow. Oh, alright, knocking the camera around here. So, Mars Destroyed. These are cool. They're actually printed on a similar cardstock, which, in my opinion, is fantastic. Let's see if we can get it to... There we go. Oh. That is sweet. I'm not going to go through all of these, but I will stack them back into the box here. Oh, and they're out of order. That to me is kind of cool because I dig having to kind of, it's a very OCD thing to say out loud, but I actually really dig having to sort through these guys. Wow, this is cool. It's like a Gulliver's Travel type card. I dig it. I dig it. Oh, this is cool. Plotting the next attack. Now, the thing with this box is that they say there's 2 hits. I put 2 up here. What that normally means, and I'm pretty sure if you're watching a card opening thing here, you know that, especially with the Topps cards, it's usually a sketch card and some sort of special, sometimes it's a printing plate or some sort of special edition card that is supposed to be extremely rare. I'm not getting too. I don't ever get too excited opening up Topps cards anymore. In terms of like hits, outside of I think the occupation one, because honestly, they use a lot of artists, and I'm not talking bad about the artist itself, but they use a lot of artists who are there to just churn out cards. I've actually kind of debated about doing that myself, but I always kind of take a step back because as someone who does art himself, I don't know if I can kind of compromise and draw the same thing over and over and over again. Even though this year I literally drew the same character over and over and over again. These are actually really nice. I was actually thinking about keeping the other box closed, but I'm going to sort through and see if there are any cards I'm missing. If there's a massive chunk of cards I'm missing, I am going to open up the other box. Oh, man. I need to find out who painted this. These are really great, and I wonder... Oh, there's too much text on the back here. Okay. Do they list out the artist? I do not see it on here. I'll have to look it up. But these are nice. That one's pretty cool. I wouldn't call these like the definitive like Mars Attack style, paintings. They're kind of, they're kind of bare bones. Like this right here is, it's an okay, drawing, but it's not what that first series was. Oh, lost one. Yeah, there's 55 cards. You'd think, you would have some pretty heavy hitters in here. Like, I guess the perspective on that's nice, but it's not as dynamic as what the Invasion set was. The Invasion set was beautiful. This one's cool. This one's really awesome. This one's also pretty good too. I'm glad these are black and white here. Oh, come on, focus there. That's awesome. All right. That's pretty cool. Martin's Fleet Earth. Martians. Martians Fleet Earth. That's awesome. Okay. Terror in the Toy Aisle. Yeah, I'm bummed because I would have loved for this to be a pack set where we got to see pretty much, them design a package and, you just pop them open. Hell, I'd take a wax pack. Yeah, these are, they're well drawn. This one's cool. I love giant robots too. I'm a huge giant robot fan, and I also like giant monsters. This one's neat. All right, I saw the pencil for this one, and I was like, all right, it's good. I do like that that alien jumping out, that Martian. Something they get wrong, that people don't understand is that the card set came out before the movie. Of course, mentioning it earlier, that, the card set came out in the mid to late 50s, early 60s. Of course, that's way before that film that came out from by Tim Burton in the early 90s. But the Martians in it are actually drawn, or actually not drawn, they are CGI'd much smaller than what these guys are portrayed as. I remember reading somewhere they're supposed to be about 6 feet tall in the card sets. And in the Tim Burton film, they are about 4.5 feet tall, I think. I still do like the movie a lot. I think it's a pretty decent film, even though some people do not enjoy it. But there's films I don't enjoy that people love, so I guess that is how it goes. Alright, so that's pretty cool. So that's neat. Let's take a look here. That's that's cool. So I do have a box of the, I think it's Cosmic Eclipse stuff coming in. I might break that out into 2 or 3 videos, just so I'm not just plowing through 36 packs of cards. And like I mentioned, I am getting the Dinosaur Attacks boxes. I've got 2 of them I've ordered. I'm probably going to keep one closed and maybe open it up at a different time, maybe. Or I'll just keep them both closed. I'm curious to see if they actually have a full set of cards in there. I don't think the Dinosaurs Attack set is that big. But I don't want to sit there and throw that out as a definitive. It might be huge. I think it might be 46 cards or 52 cards. With this set being 52, I can't imagine it being much bigger than this. Yeah, the one thing I don't like about the first set is there is a card of a Martian destroying a dog. They've kind of rectified that as time has gone on with some of the other sets by having, dogs destroy the Martian. So I'm, it was a different time, of course, so we don't have to sit there and focus too much on it because I think it's just part of that time period. Yeah, some of these cards are good. Some of them are a little weak, but that's okay. That happens with card sets. And I think this one was kind of a labor of love sort of thing. It was kind of like a Kickstarter, just like I think Occupation was. I have to show some of the stuff I got from Occupation at some point, because that card's actually pretty good. I just like how that Martian is just literally like, dude, what are you doing? Let's see. The kids here. I do want to know who drew some of these, because it does remind me of some of the Garbage Pail Kids painters, which, I mean, it's completely possible some of those guys are doing this. Actually, this one's much better than the pencil sketch. I don't mind it. Okay, I have to say this one's pretty awesome. Is that who I think it is? I won't name names. That's pretty slick. I like it. I also need to see if there is some sort of kaiju card set out there. And if anyone who's watching this knows, please let me know, because I'll totally pick up a kaiju card set if I can. I dig giant monsters and I dig giant robots. I dig it more than almost anything. So what's neat about this box is, I think, $100 and 45 cards total. We're double checking here. 149. So, why 149? I'm curious why I just didn't make it 150 even. I'm more curious to see what the bigger pulls are out of this. I haven't looked. I kind of bought this one on a whim. And we'll kind of go through these because I think we've seen most of these guys already. I know I've seen this one, so I am getting some doubles here. It's fine though. It's to be expected. Sharks, man. There's a lot of sea creatures in this too. Or at least remembering there's a lot of sea creatures in this one. It's an okay card. Okay, this is the one I like the pencil sketch of. You know, it's funny. This guy that they're blasting with a ray, I think is also a hippie that's in another one. Alright. Making change. Great. I feel like I need to look at these in order. And that's something else, too, to point out, that these cards actually tell a story, which is pretty cool. It's actually unique, I think. Topp's had a Civil War set that predates the Mars Attack one. And it's actually I think it's a pretty expensive set, too. I don't think it sold well, but it also had a similar setup to this, where I think it told the story, or a story, around the Civil War. We'll skip some of these guys right here, because, you know, honestly, it's nice they include these pencil sketches, but, you know, in my opinion, I think this is filler. I'm really here for the colored paintings here. I love this stuff. That's kind of cool. See, these are the ones that are fun. These are so detailed and so just outrageous. I think when they let artists like actually kind of play around with some of this stuff, it actually turns into a great card. This stuff right here, it's, you know, it's interesting. I bet it tells a pretty cool story, but, you know, tractor beam, I mean, I guess it's trying to be funny, but I can't get it to focus, but that could be just because of how undetailed some of those pieces are, and just how brown cow the back looks. Just it's basic, but it's basic for a reason. It matches the original sets, of course. Oh, someone's probably at the door. All right. I'm rambling here, so let's see if we can get closer to the back of that box there. So the green cards, so this is a thing. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty reminiscent of the Dinosaur Attack cards, which I've seen them, and I have a couple of them here and there floating around my house, but I don't have a full set. But those green cards in the back that I'm going to show you here in a second are pretty much standard cards that we have already seen. They just have a green border. It is a thing that Topps likes to do, and it's basically they like to make variant versions of cards that, you know, they've already printed. It's a cheap and easy way to make something collectible. Now for this one, I don't know why, they have a hobby box here that would have 25 of them. Maybe it's to say, hey, you need to buy 4 or 5 of these guys to get, all the green borders, which, cool, and that's okay if you want to do that. But for me, there we go. For me, I don't necessarily like to go into variant collecting like that because I've tried it in the past, and it's fruitless unless you want to spend a ton of money doing it. There's very few things that I like to just spend a ton of money on, and I'm already spending a ton of money buying this type of stuff anyway. So I remember when this set was announced, I kind of was like, oh, I'll come back to it. I'll see if I can pick it up. And I think it was done through Kickstarter, maybe not, but I don't think I was as emotionally invested in it after, I think, opening up Occupation, which I think is the last one. But I kind of was thinking, oh, what else can I open on here and show everyone? And I was like, well, I haven't actually looked at this. And the next one is the sketch card. Now, I will be honest with you. That's not a cool sketch card. It's not a cool sketch card. I will show you a cool sketch card here in a second. Alright, here's a commemorative flying saucer medallion. Let's take a look at the back here. This is 13 of 15. Now, does that mean there's only 13 of these medallions, or is there 15 total medallions? There's only 15 medallions floating around. No, I think there's probably hundreds of them, and there's a set of 15 that you have to get. Now, if it was saying, oh, there's only 15 medallions total, that's cool. I dig that. I'm still bummed by this. And I'm not going to call out their name, but getting a box and, oh, this is interesting. Let's see. So this is a sketch card. It looks like there is. So this is where variant collecting to me gets a little outrageous. So they've got a separate set of sketch cards. There are only 199 of, and they're saying, go out of your way, try and get every single one of these cards. There's only per set. There's only 199 of them. Okay, so there's now a yellow one that has 199. So this is that game I was talking about earlier. It's like we have subsets of the same card. Oh, they've got a black set that's only got 55. Neat. I'm not going to go out of my way to go and buy hundreds and hundreds of boxes of this just to track down all of these cards. Speaking of that sketch card, let me see if I can grab the really, really awesome sketch card I got back from the Heritage set. And I think I have it right here. Alright, so here's one from, I believe this is Invasion. And this one's actually a pretty awesome card. It's a Wilkinson. Signs it back, it's cool. Like, this is neat. I like this. This one right here, this guy's awesome. This card is actually the first sketch card I think I pulled out of anything. It actually convinced me to, kind of collect, Topps cards at some point in time. Now, I don't collect Topps sports cards. I've never been a sports guy. But this stuff right here is awesome. They had a really good quality control on that first set. And, I have a couple more here that, this one of Sarm, I think the Occupation set. This is okay. This is not a bad card, but, it does not, I'd say, match these two guys. And, this is subjective, of course. I think some people would be like, well, this one's colored and, it looks cool. I just like the design element on this card. Let's see here. I have... Oh, and then, yeah, this is another one from the Occupation set. And this one's cool, too. I still think it's a little rough, but, it's a pretty cool card. I dig it. I just want to kind of point that out. Like, you're paying... And for me, and I'll be honest with you, I paid about $50 for this box, and I bought another one just because I was thinking it was actually going to be a card, an actual pack of cards or set of cards. And I'm not bummed by this. It does bum me that you don't have a pack to open, but it's not the huge deal in the world. I'm thinking I'm probably going to leave the other box sealed, and we'll go from there. And it's just because of stuff like that. Like, to me, that's... I'm not saying this artist is bad, but it screams that they kind of rushed through it. But that's it. I'm going to go ahead and say that if you do like the video, please click like. Share it if you want to share it out. And hopefully I'm not too annoying on here. This is the first time I've really kind of dived into a subject that I know a little bit about and I'm kind of familiar with, but I do have these two Hidden Fate boxes I'm going to open up at some point. I got the Mew and the Mewtwo. Honestly, the Mew pin is actually kind of nice. I like it. And there you go. I just knocked out a bunch of cards. But please like, share, subscribe, I guess, if you want to. This is really more for me, but if you dig it, let me know. All right, thank you, and have a good day.